Let me bring you up to date on my resident search. Let me just say this right off the bat. We live in a really changing world. And, sometimes I think I just don't fit in anymore. Looking for an apartment and a place to live, it's not like it used to be. What I've found out is that most apartment complexes nowadays, and I don't know why, the last one I didn't have to do any of this, but they're totally policy driven rather than people driven. They're more interested in making money than they are in making a home. But for whatever reason, I've had one roadblock after another, And I had one lady really try to help me. Her name was Rachel Flores. She runs an apartment search and real estate company here in San Antonio. And she's been really patient with me and reaching out and calling, doing everything that's possible to help me find a place. And I really want to publicly thank her for that. Some of the things that a lot of these apartments are wanting are totally ridiculous. And I think one of the problems is that we live in a generation of people that have flaunted their rights at the expense of responsibility. So, granted, a lot of apartments that are corporate run have to protect their investment and interests. And so that they make up all these policies to where it's almost like you got to walk on eggshells to live there, and anything that goes wrong, they're going to, they even have it where if you want to take this last place I went to, if you want to have a dog there, you got to go and have its DNA checked and everything. And, they're not at the point where they're people conscious. And working with people. The whole idea of a handshake and your integrity and your word is good just doesn't exist for the most part in these settings. I don't fit well in a setting where people want to totally control everything I do. Okay? So I don't know what I'm going to do. I've had a lot of really good people reach out to me and offer me things and places to go, mostly out of state. I've had one here in San Antonio. But listen, I'll be quite honest with you. I'd rather live in my car and sleep in a sleeping bag than stay in some of these places. I really would, because there I have freedom, and some of the questions and things that they want, and to do is just, and the lease arrangement and agreements and everything is just totally ridiculous. But that's the world we live in, that's what happens when people take what freedom they have and they abuse it. It's called licentiousness. And when you have licentiousness, then you have people that want to come in and control what people do, to the point where it gets out of balance. This last place I went, it was they had me to sign almost 100 different documents that I would agree to, and it was totally unreasonable. I was all ready to go. They wanted to say that to move in on Monday, which is my birthday, and they said, well, no, you can't come in till after 2. I said, well, why? They says, well, that's our policy. I said, well, I've already made arrangements for people to come and make movements. He says, well, if we give you an exception, we have to give it to everybody. And and I understand that to a certain degree. But, you don't live by rules. You work with people. And it's got to be a win-win situation, not a win-lose. And so, I'm not a crusader. All I was looking for was a place to live that I could do Bible studies and write devotionals, and a place that I could call home. That's it. So I've had a real difficult. I don't have a place. It's just, in fact, I found out my insurance company is only covering me here in this hotel room until tomorrow night, and that's it. Now, don't worry about me. I'm okay. My son's going out of town. He lives here in San Antonio, and I'll stay at his apartment too. I've had a lot of even some single women that have invited me in different places to go, different straight up above board and all that. But you know, I feel really uncomfortable doing that. I really can't do that. Just the appearance of that, and you know, people talk and gossip and all. I don't want to put myself any more in that kind of situation than I do want to put myself in a sterile institution that's totally policy driven. I think God has a place for me somewhere, if not in this world, in the next. You know, but I'll be honest with you, I would rather sleep in my car than stay in some of these places. And that wouldn't bother me at all. There's something where we have freedom in Christ, you know, to live a life of His choosing, not a life of somebody else's choosing. But anyway, it's Friday. Wanted to bring you up to date. I know I still don't have a place. I'll be okay through December. Then we'll see what goes on from there. And I'm disappointed, a little frustrated, and I wish that I could have found a place by now. And I don't know why I had to get flooded out of my apartment, but you know, it is what it is. So God has a reason for everything. So, you know, I just want to thank you all for your prayers and for your patience with me, and we'll see what happens. God bless you all. Bye.